Alright, Brakthayao Shai. Brakthayao Shai. Alright, this is gonna be a quick video regarding the events that you have out there unfolding with the economic system, the monetary system, okay? And it's a do-over in that, I had some issues with the audio in the previous video, and to one of y'all, but for all of the brother that I had mentioned that the videos weren't playing with no sound in it, so I'm gonna do that again, and get hopefully through the spirit Yahweh Shemiah Shai, you brothers be edified in what's going on out there, man. So we'll start off in the book of 1 Timothy 6 and 10. All right, it says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." Okay, now let's examine that. Let's go into it a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna go to the book of 2 Timothy 2 and 1. All right, 2 Timothy 2 and 1, 3 and 1, in fact, 3 and 1. Okay, and let's see what it says there. So this book of 2 Timothy 3 and 1, it says, "Know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, rather, all right, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy." Okay, so there's a lot said in that, but the root of all of those different things comes from that love of money, man, love of those dollar bills. But we know that you're getting the information now brought out here predominantly by GMS. You ain't gonna get ISUPK or IUIC getting into these type of articles. This is against their business plan. Okay, but I'm getting back onto this scripture, man. You have to understand about a man, especially the Israelite man, is the cancer that's perpetually burning within his mind. Okay, the cancer that's perpetually growing within his mind. That being that of comfortability. Okay, that's why you have it to where a lot of the brothers are in, especially if you're in a camp, you in a high ranking position, the Most High is going to have you in a perpetual state of being tried. That's just how that goes with the job. All right, but I say that to say this, because comfortability, especially with that of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, as a way of turning their minds into poison, man. That's why the scripture says, "Woe unto them women that are at ease." Now that's dealing with the women. Okay, we got guys out there that are already doing like women. The scripture talks about in the book of 2 Corinthians, was it the 6th chapter, around about the 9th verse? No, you ain't gonna have it to where no adulterer, murderer, etc., no effeminate enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Now, why did the Most High say effeminate? Because you're gonna have dudes out there that are gonna have a feminine mentality, forever chasing comfortability. That's why the scripture says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." Because if you're a lover of the Most High, you ain't gonna be dealing with this monetary system, man. Okay, you're gonna be. I'm gonna go back onto you're gonna be thinking about getting back onto a state where the Most High is where the Most High has got a good governing body, a monetary system which deals with gold, silver, sheep, cattle, etc., etc. Okay, real wealth. Okay, not wealth because people believe it's wealth, because that's what this money system is like. And you're seeing here, and in articles I'm gonna show you that even that's gonna fall to naught, man. Okay, so all of these things that you're seeing out here, these things that the Most High despises, that all roots into what? Like it says here in the book of 1 Timothy 6 and 10, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some have coveted after, they have erred from the truth of faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." So you love this so-called money. All right, you got Jakes out there chasing the dollar bill, turning t-shirts and so on and so forth. You love that money so much that it's blinded you from the fact that it's the ultimate okie doke. This financial system is going to crash. Okay, it's gonna fall to naught. Okay, it's not like gold where okay, in Esau's system, the value of gold goes up and down, but that's not really true. The value of gold is just perpetual. Okay, it's his currency that either devalues against the gold, or gold goes up in value against the gold. Okay, that's his currency that fluctuates. But see, what the Most High is going to be dealing with when he sets the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans up, pursuant to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, on the 44th verse, is gold, silver, sheep, things of a quantifiable value, man. Okay, all right, and that's, you know, and that's why I pulled this scripture out there, because your love, your love for this system has actually deceived you, man. It's actually deceived you to the end. The scripture says, how that, you know, well, I might as well read it because it's there. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." So if you knew what this system was doing, what they were doing with what you call so-called money and the work that you put in, then you wouldn't be a part of the system. But see, you're destroyed because of it. Okay. And you see a lot of guys that come up to the camp. What do they say? Oh, do you guys have jobs? You go to a job to do what? You don't go to a job to work a certain amount of hours, days, years, and then they give you a piece of land and you could raise your family on that. You go up there for them Federal Reserve notes, from them Bank of England notes, okay, some of them Jamaican dollars, okay, and so on and so forth. So them euros, you brothers out there in Holland, I'm trying to get everyone in this one, okay, right, for them Canadian dollars, man, all right, you do all of that to get those pieces of paper. But if you had the knowledge, and I mean, you're gonna do it for now. But if we got the knowledge that that's just for now. What's really gonna sustain us is the faith in your heart, in your outside. That's why the scripture says the just shall be the just shall live by faith, man. The righteous shall live that by faith. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so it says here, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because they have rejected knowledge. I'll also reject thee. Because what did them guys do when they reject us? I ain't listening to you guys. You ain't got no jobs. What are you doing out here on the side? I ain't listening to you. All right. See, we're seen as the bum, the scum, the offscouring within this kingdom. Because what? Because inherently we know that this system is gonna fall to nothing. So we ain't chasing these monetary gains, of which ultimately, as you're seeing over here, is gonna come to nothing, man. We ain't chasing that. The hell am I gonna do that for? That make no sense. Lose the kingdom. All right. Get some money, then lose it, because it's gonna mean nothing. And they're saying, you know, what they calling this? Europe on the eve of banking Armageddon, which shall dwarf 2008. So if it's gonna dwarf 2008, guess what? Everybody's gonna feel it around the whole earth, man. All right, everybody's gonna feel it. All right, but see, we know that knowledge, and look, we ain't really gonna feel it. We ain't gonna feel it. Well, you might lose £100, £200, or whatever you got in the so-called savings, but then what? You're gonna have faith in the Lord. And if you be a man of the elect, you're gonna be, you know, justified by your works. Okay, saved through the mercies of Yahweh outside, fed. Okay, as the book of Isaiah, the 65th chapter. I'm gonna get to that in a second, man. All right, as those scriptures say. So I say, seeing thou hast forgotten the Lord of thy power, I also forget thy children. So the Lord's gonna forget them children that you saw working hard to keep fed, and so on and so forth, man. Okay. Working for them FRNs to feed, so on and so forth, man. But see, they're going to hunger in that day, man. Okay, so Isaiah 65 and... where is it? I've gone too far. Okay, so Isaiah 65 and 13, it says, therefore thus saith Yahweh outside, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall hunger. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Okay, why are you gonna be thirsty? Because you're gonna have no money, man. The system's going to nothing. So you saved up, you know, £1,000, £2,000, £10,000, whatever. You ain't gonna be able to buy one. But guess what? That's when the spirituality comes into play. These guys go out there, you know, that's mystical. That's yeah, man. Because the way the Lord's gonna deliver His men is gonna be mystical. That's why the scripture talks about in the book of Solomon, 50th chapter, the strangeness of our salvation, man. Because we trust in things that can't be touched. They're not tangible. But ultimately, this monetary system is not really even tangible, man. Okay, you got a grand, but what does that really mean? That means you have the potential to buy things worth of a grand, but should this thing pop off tomorrow, guess what? You're about as good as a bum on the street, man. Okay? And hell, the bum on the street might be better off than you, because he's gonna know how to work them streets, man. You ain't. Okay? You ain't. He's gonna be off the grid. You ain't. You're going to be completely dependent on whatever solutions the government gives you. And we know what that all leads to. The mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Okay. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, so let me read a few statements from this and then call it a day. Right? Italy in crisis, Monte de Paschi Bank shares suspended after a huge plunge. It says Italian bank of Monte dei Paschi di Siena, or MPS, all right, saw its shares suspended in morning trading, all right, following details of a rescue plan for troubled lender, and that was on the 25th. So we're a couple of days ahead of that now. But like I said, this is a do-over. Okay, it's just investors rushed to sell, sparking a 23% drop in the stock price after it was confirmed that Europe's weakest bank was to cut 2,500 jobs and close 500 branches. Okay, let's move on to this. It says Europe on the eve of banking Armageddon, all right, which will dwarf 2008. It says Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and France are facing catastrophic consequences of over-leveraging. Okay, let's check out that word over-leveraging to get into it. That's pretty much dealing with the debt that these countries amass. But if you know anything about currencies, man, you basically have to borrow them currencies into existence. So you always get to a point of over leveraging. So over leveraging is when a business is carrying out too much debt and is unable to pay the interest payments from loans. It says over leveraging companies are unable to pay their expenses because of over excessive costs. This is the financial formula for over leveraging. Okay, etc. etc. Okay, so you got too much debt in the pot. It says as Europe's biggest banks prepare to release their statements in 2 days. It says analysts say the potential for a cataclysmic failure could spread like wildfire hitting the continent and beyond, as the true extent of the deep troubles in the international banking sector are revealed. It says the IMF and German governments have refused to step in to prop up the struggling banks, but risk. Analysts are warning Deutsche Bank, RBS, Lloyds, Unicred, Interceb, Paolo, and BMPS, all right, could all be in a state of in need of a bailout. Okay, so that's what's coming to the near future. Okay, obviously these articles are available online. You can see them and read them for yourselves. Hopefully this was videos of edification. With that, I'm going to say all praise unto Yahweh, Shemi Al Shai, double honest, the apostle GMS, ownership officer, be pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom.